Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to WD Black Cup Season 3, the Lona tournament for women in South Asia, powered by AMD with our esports partner Skyesports. With me today here is Star Tanya, and I am Zach, and we are going to be heading into our lower bracket final, which is going to decide which of these teams will be facing Team Asteria in the finals happening tomorrow. So, Tanya, how are you feeling today?
I am extremely excited to see about who is going to qualify towards the next phase, which is grand finals indeed, for which the players have been fighting for such a long journey it has been. So two big brainers against each other, both of the teams. We have spotted some circumstances where they have went ahead, not playing with the way aim precisely. Sure, you'd require aim, but they are going aim plus brain. I am waiting who is going to be a little extra brainer here for the day. Good luck to Team Elstreak as well as Wuchereria, because here we are not only going to talk about aim, we are not only going to talk about lineups, we are going to talk about the flanks, the rotations, the fakes, and the reals.
Definitely. We saw a lot of fakes coming in yesterday with WB. I'm just gonna say WB. I don't want to go through the pain of saying Wuchereria Bancrofti every time. I don't know how you do it, Tanya. Like insane. But WB did face up against OG, who were one of the favorites in this tournament, and two of them phenomenal performance coming in from them on the map of Fracture and then on Icebox, I believe. And I think that one of the key things that won them were like really practiced aggression, and more than that, it was a lot of rotation, a lot of fakes. Even we couldn't keep up sometimes, and neither could the side of Team Orangutan, because that was the low bracket elimination match, which sadly saw them going home. But today we're here for the last stage to decide who is going to be going and playing in the grand final tomorrow against Team Asteria. So looking at both these teams so far, I have to admit I've been very impressed by their performance, because especially since knowing that both of these teams, while they do have professional players, all of them have been, I think they've just made the team for this tournament. So for both of these teams, so with that little amount of time practice playing together, they've just been putting on an absolute show for us here.
Absolutely, they haven't been a little hesitant about not putting a good show. They have made sure of that we are entertained, viewers are entertained, and so are the players. I'm very sure of the team who is not winning is not getting entertained. But here we go ahead with the prize pool distribution. How everything is going to work out. Tomorrow is the grand final for WD Black Cup Season 3, powered by AMD and esports partner being Sky Esports. The total prize pool for this humongous ladies only tournament is 3,000 US dollars. The first place is going to be getting 1,000 US dollars of the lion's share, which is too much. And you well deserve it. It is a long journey. You are giving all the efforts, you are winning, so you deserve to win this lion's share. Talking about second place for 50 US dollars, third and fourth, $275 each, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth, $200 each. MVP once again will also receive 200 US dollars. And what do you have to talk about it? Because talking about MVP, I've always been boasting around.
I mean, we've been having our discussions every single day so far. I think, especially if the side of WB managed to win, it's going to be Cat Auntie in contention for that MVP. But if Elstreaks do take it, it's clearly going to be Capricious from their team, as well as possibly PT, because we did see PT come in and grab the match MVP a few times in the previous matchups. But honestly, Capricious, I really have to admire her play, because not only, even if she doesn't have the most ACS or kills, she does have the most impactful frags in the game. And I think that that should definitely be in contention. Though these are the players from the teams today, and while everybody, the thing is that on these teams, there's no one particular strong player. Like from OG yesterday, OG in the tournament throughout, we saw Casper putting up a phenomenal performance. And yesterday, I think Sway was the MVP on both the maps. But, the rest of the team, it just seemed like they couldn't get their team play together. And it was pretty sad. I think yesterday they also had to play with the substitute. They didn't have the usual Kachao in place. So, things like that, it does make things unfortunate in the game. But going for the MVP, I think that depending on how many matches are considered, it could be any of these players. It could be people in the finals. It could be people who made it to the semis. All of the players are in contention, because it is going to be an average score taken into account, I believe. And I'm excited to see who it is, because while winning as a team is nice, being called the best player of an entire tournament is an even bigger celebration.
It definitely calls it for the biggest celebration. And talking about the celebration, we are going to see about the celebration, but how players are going to celebrate. Talking about playoffs entirely, Wuchereria starting against Young Esports, where they made sure of winning flawlessly and fighting the Esteria. That is how they went ahead with the lower brackets. And today, let's see how are they going to perform. Talking about El Streak, they were also not able to fight against Esteria. We did see the match of mine where the mind tricks did not work against the firepower. But talking about Wuchereria in person, I would again want to see in particular the map of Fracture, because it is strongest, and the players are still not have not adapted to the meta of Fracture yet. And today, consolidation final, the final spot will be accumulated either by El Streaks or the Wuchereria team. There's no prediction whatsoever. Both the teams are totally unpredictable, and too much of mind games are played on both the ends. So I would personally say whoever does it better is going to take away the final slot.
It is going to be the one who wins today and performs better, taking away the grand finals. Moving on to the grand finals. The thing to note is that L Streaks, I think both these teams have performed really, really well against OG. And against Asteria, I think that Elstrix had a 2-1 score, where Asteria won 2-1, and Wuchereria Bancrofti were 2-0, but there was a map that went into OT. Either way, though, these teams have come a long way amidst the 8 teams participating in this tournament, who made it to the playoff stage, and all of them definitely deserve a round of applause for qualifying this far. And especially since we do have our top three finally ready, Assyria is going to be in the top two no matter what. But it's going to be Elstrix versus Wuchereria Bancrofti, who is going to be fighting for that second place as well. Anyway, it is going to be the match one for the day, which is going to be Elstrix versus Wuchereria Bancrofti. We should be heading into the map vetoes pretty soon. So, Tanya, what kind of maps would you like to see today?
I would again prefer Shareria going on the Fracture on the attacker side next to see how dominant they can prove themselves. They have proven yesterday against Orangutan, but is it going to be any easier to fight the same way? Because these players have got the same mind frame. One player is always waiting and watching out for any backstab, back flank happening at all. So I think that Cat Auntie's play yesterday worked out perfectly well against Team Orangutan. Today, they have got opponents who can retaliate into the exact same pattern, into the exact same faking plant, into the exact same faking rotation. So I think today the battle is not only going to be in terms of who is going to get the first frag, who is going to get the side control. It is always going to go ahead against about how the performances will be inclusive of first frag, side control, planting, post plant, ultimates, and last but not the least, these two teams deserve the title big brainers, but who has that extra bit of brains will get to know by the end of the stream for sure.
Definitely, we will get to know by the end of the stream, because whoever does win this, like we've already mentioned, is going to be moving on to the grand final, and that is going to be a best of five, a prolonged fight happening between these two teams in the finals. And I think that Asteria has definitely already faced both of these teams before. They'll be waiting to prove their mettle yet again against them. But both of these teams, whoever does win and qualify, they will be wanting some revenge. And we already saw some of that come in. We've seen teams that have priorly lost to each other, win against each other and vice versa. So it's definitely going to be really exciting to see if they can keep that up going forward. And it's always fun to watch a revenge matchup, because whoever does win today, it's going to be a revenge match against Asteria. And I'm especially excited to see if Elstrix does go forward, because if they do, Elstrix, I think at the first map they had a lead of 10-2, and they squandered it and they went to OT, and then they lost to Asteria instead. So that kind of thing, it's a really rough feeling, and that's probably one of the reasons why they felt demotivated and then lost the third map. But yeah, I think that both of these teams will be looking for some revenge going forward.
Let's see how are they looking forward to for the day, because we have not witnessed Breeze live on stream. For sure we have seen that on back end. So let's hope that we are getting to witness one other such unique map about who is going to dominate and how. And without any delay, ladies and gentlemen, we very well know you are as excited as we are about which team has selected what map, and we are getting to see Breeze, and my wish
Let's
is
go.
are all fulfilled by no other team than Wuchereria Bancrofti. Every single time I wanted to see Fracture, they chose chose one. I wanted to see Breeze. They chose one. Next map is chosen by Team L Streak, and they're going to start on the attacker's side. A good decision made here because we know L Streak has got a good upper hand on the map of Split. They have made sure dominantly win against Team Orangutan on the map of Split. Icebox is going to be the decider's map. Yesterday, Wuchereria was not entirely dominant on this map, but yeah, way more comfortable compared to the center map. So I would say that decider map is going to be even more crucial than Breeze or Split.
I'm definitely excited to see this because Asteria, who is in the finals right now, they went to OT and then only won against Wuchereria Bancrofti. So I think that they definitely do have some strats in mind, and I'm excited to see what kind of agent corp they'll be running. For sure, you will be seeing a Viper from either of the players. You're also probably going to see a Sova, probably coming in from Cat Auntie. We saw a Sova gameplay yesterday on Icebox. I think that we'll be seeing it on Breeze yet again, and hopefully today we do see Inshi back. However, Oranji, she did do a fantastic job. But the second map, that's going to be the crucial game decided almost because, Elstrix, they did put up a decent performance against Team Orangutan, I think. And I think that the score was something around 13-8 or 13-7. A reasonably good margin win. And they definitely played it really well because the fakes coming in, the confusion from the side of Orangutan, it was really, really insane to watch because yeah, they're not a team you're used to seeing really confused. So definitely that's something that you would want to account for. The thing is that both these teams, like you mentioned, do have a very, very similar play style. So the fact is that it's gonna come down to who can fake better or who can read fakes better, and I'm gonna be really excited to see what's gonna be happening there.
Let's also watch out about how head-to-head performances have been between WB Rose and LS Uzi Boozy. It is total of 246 of ACS average combat score and 141 in comparison, total of 102 kills coming in from Rose of Team Wuchereria. On the other side, Uzi Boozy has a breach, have been getting a total of for 76 kills, very less amount of deaths. And if we talk about the deaths coming in from the side of Uzi Boozy, we are seeing a triple digit marker. Kill contribution for the team coming in from Rose is going to be 22% of
Whew.
entire frags required. So that is almost 20% of the work done, above 20% of the work done for the team, and 17 first bloods. Being a controller, getting immediate first bloods is not so quite possible, but WB Rose is going to make sure she does that, and she has been doing it. Let's see how is she going to perform today. But talking about these two head to head, I have got one more head to head in my brain, which is going to be Cat Auntie against Dreams Are. They have got the same potential of holding small, tiny angles, and they are able to make sure that the opponents are punished by for not watching that angle, for not looking at about who is standing where.
I think that James is definitely going to be a contender because she was the MVP multiple times, I think, for the side of Team Elstrix in their previous matchups. I think all of the players on the side of Team Elstrix are doing a phenomenal job for the team. And I think Dreamza is one of the players you really need to watch out for. Capricious as well. Both these players putting up an insane performance going forward. And I gotta say, I love watching Dreamza on Omen as well as Chamber. Dreamza's Chamber is just something that's so clean to watch. Her aim is so precise, and the way she TPs out and stuff is really nice as well. Katante, in the meanwhile, she's also one of the most versatile players we've seen in this tournament, like you mentioned, and her stage on Fracture, yes, was really, really good. But talking about Rose, 22 first bloods. Usually expect your Jet to have numbers like that, but Rose, we saw it on the lurk yesterday multiple times, always getting those picks, especially like in mid towards Icebox or on the opposite side towards Fracture. Lot of control and impact being done, and also the baits coming in from the side of Wuchereria Bancrofti are really nice. Like towards towards A main on Fracture, we saw a player with the operator taking a few shots, missing, breaking the boom bot and stuff, and then dashing away. And you saw how the side of Rajatang chased her down trying to get the kill. And Rose, she was just waiting in the corner with the Spectre. She pops out, gets one, gets two, gets three, and that's going to be easy peasy for the side of WB there. A lot of plays like this coming in from Rose, with whether it's inside a Viper's pit, whether she's in a corner, or whether she's just taking trades for the rest of her teammates. So honestly, Rose, one of the most standout players for the side of WB there, especially looking at her performance from yesterday.
Well, talking about yesterday, Rose versus Mythica was the case of scenario in every single round. Either of the players did definitely try to at least take out against each other. What was it? A grudge, a fight of the equals, because both of them were carrying the same agent. So they exactly knew about how the lineup is going to be, how the movement is going to be. And once you master one particular agent, you very well know how to retaliate it. And this is exactly today's day is about the retaliation and the revenge, because they exactly have studied each other. They have got the brainers. They exactly know the tendency about how to rotate, how to flank, and how not. They are never going five stack. Neither of the team is never five stack. They either go 4:1, 2:3. Other two are just faking it around or flanking around to get some early picks. So that is exactly they are aware about. But how are they going to combat against this situation? I am very keen to know, and I'm also very excited. Having said that, the first map is going to be Breeze. A lot of jet display can be spotted here on both the sides. What do you think, on the side of Usher area? Sure, we have spotted double jets. Agents were changed, but do you think Capricious is going to go ahead instead of Omen play towards the jet play?
I mean, so far we've seen her on Chamber and Astra as well as Jet. So the Jet is, it seems like she needs to get some coffee or some food in her beforehand before she plays some Jet. We saw her bottom fragging one day, next day she gets MVP, and it is going to be, a really capricious performance coming in from her. So I think that I hope she does take Jet, because if she's feeling herself, it's a pleasure to watch. Like the aggression, the way she gets control for a team, it's all really, really good to watch. And I'm looking forward to seeing how she does against Oranji or Inchi, whoever the side of Wuchereria Bancrofti is going to be fielding today. So I really hope we do see some Jet gameplay. On Breeze, Jet is one of the most best duelists to pick, because of the fact that you can hold all those angles with the operator. It makes things really impossible to peek into, and stuff like that. So you'll probably be seeing a Jet, you'll probably be seeing a Sova. It's gonna come down to whether we're seeing a Chamber or a Cypher here, because both of them are good for different reasons. Chamber lets you play a little bit more aggressively, while Cypher gives you a bit more control over your defense side, as well as enables you to watch both flanks and mid control better with that camera. So it's gonna come down to which team is starting out and what they're more comfortable on. I think we'll be seeing more Chamber going in for the previous agent cops we've seen from these girls. So yeah, apart from that,
And
controller is gonna be Viper. But yeah, Tanya, what do you think about the agent cops?
yeah, I was talking about Viper Rose. That is going to continue no matter whatever happens. Rose is going to be Viper for sure, without a doubt. She's been doing a splendid work for her team in terms of first blood, in terms of holding a side, in terms of post plant lineups, in terms of using the Viper's alt right on time and to get the entire control for herself. She has gone for 1v3 clutches also yesterday on the map of Icebox. So I think she can pull it very well. But talking about Icebox, it is a different genre of maps, but here it is a total open map. Getting a control through just Viper's alt is not going to be possible. So I we can also expect a KJ popping in into the scene, because post plant scenario does ease out after you are selecting a agent with some swarm grenade maybe, or the alarm bot that gets triggered. So we can expect various other lineups, but double duelist is one of the key factors that I would personally want to see. Be having said that, be on the defender's side, you need to have those sentinels, you need to have those smokes. But on the attacker side, be it is a defender friendly map, so you need to have those little bit of extra attacker side.
Definitely, I think having that extra smoke always works, and that's another reason why Cypher is really valuable, because you do have those two cyber cages you can throw down like short-term smokes. Sage as well. You don't see it being run that often on a map like Breeze, but the Sage wall, it does help a lot. We saw it on Fracture yesterday how it like enabled people to just rush into sight. We saw it from WB coming in, so maybe we'll be seeing another Sage coming in. On the map of Breeze. I think we'll definitely be seeing Sage on Icebox. But talking about Breeze, another agent I personally want to see is KO. I think that double initiator comps are really, really powerful. And when you're running like something like a KO as well as a Sova, it'll give you more flashes, it'll give you more information, and it will shut down any kind of Viper or Chamber who is lurking around, who will be trying to put walls up to help retakes or prevent the side. And all that will be like really invaluable here. So that's gonna be exciting to see. So I think that without much further ado, though, we're going to be heading into the agent select, and let's see what agents these girls are going to be picking in this first matchup.
Uzi Buzi from Breach towards Viper, and on the other side, it is going to be Rose as Viper. So yesterday we did have Rose against Mythica. Today we have Uzi Buzi versus Rose, and that is how these two Vipers have been. And talking about other agent composition, Capricious will go for the Jet, and I'm too excited to see that. Dreams as a Chamber, go Hybe as the Initiator, as well as PT as Initiator. It is a good choice, double Initiator setup on, but KO is a major miss. Null Command would have been a massive plus if at all anybody would have been so comfortable to use it. But on the other hand, what's your call for the side of Wuchereria Bancrofti?
I think that you'll be really happy to see that, yeah, that these players do have double duelists coming in. So both Lazy Think as well as Uranji, they are going to be on the arena as well as the Jet here. We saw Lazy Think pop off yesterday with the chamber. Really, really insane shots being hit with both the rifles as well as the Dota Force. So I think that she will definitely be looking to capitalize on that aim today, especially with the Reina, because we've seen how devastating that Empress can be when triggered at the right time, and how much damage you can get. So yeah, it's gonna be Rose versus Uzi Boozy. I think that the last head we saw, it was Rose with the advantage. Let's see if she can maintain it going forward today. Both PT and Cat Auntie have proven to be phenomenal sovas in this tournament so far. So I wonder who is going to come out on top today on this map, which is again Wuchereria Bancrofti's pick, and they are going to be starting on attack. So I think that they will have a little bit of an advantage here because Breeze, when it's such a big map, if you can look enough, if you can confuse the opponents enough and get a couple of picks, it's going to be open season for you, and a pretty easy win. So I think they do have some strats in mind. It's going to be Oranji on her usual Jet, and finally, this is interesting to see because usually we're used to seeing Fian Wed on a Breach or some other kind of initiator like a Sky, but we're going to be seeing her on a Chamber instead. So I'm interested to see how this is going to go because I don't think I've ever seen her play this before.
It is going to be very interesting because both of the agent composition has been worked out. On the defender side, we are witnessing double initiator setup. On the attacker side, we are witnessing double duelist setup, and that is exactly what you have to do on the attacker side. Try to accumulate as many rounds as possible. Try to win out as many rounds as possible, because on the defender side, it might get a little difficult. And having Viper on both the ends, it might be a little difficult post plant as well. Even if you have planted it, and we did spot Rose going ahead on the map of Fracture with a very good lineup, one player already having a good peak angle where the players do touch that snake bite, and they do get vulnerable, and the player gets out the frag, and that player was none other than Oranji. So I would want to see if Oranji and Rose are having that sort of a deadly duo pattern going in today as well. Talking about PT, she has been a very good stage in the tournament, but she has been a better Soa for sure. So on the map of Icebox, she has got an opportunity to go for any of them. Talking about Dreamza and Fiendo, they both are chambers, so retaliation is going to be very easy, except for Dreamza here does have good angles to hold on to. Habika chamber holding an angle is equal to equalizing as many frags as possible silently. So I would want to see Dreamza once again as a silent killer without making much of noise, but accumulating the kill points making the noise though.
I think that it is going to come down to, the noise being made by the winners here, and that's going to come down to performance as to which team can perform better. So, like you mentioned, we do have Capricious and Jet, and, we've seen her go 1-1. We saw her play insanely well, and we saw her play sort of questionably. So, today, the question is, has she had a coffee? Has she had a Red Bull or whatever she needs to pop off? Because that's going to be a difference maker if you don't have a duelist who's aggressive enough or who can get that entry or who can, at least enter in a way such that she can get traded by her teammates. It's going to make getting control of sites really hard. And that's another thing because we saw quite a few times that Streaks, they decided to just play for the retake here. They're going to be starting on defense. But with the agent comp that the side of WB are running, it might be very, very rough to get that retake done because they have a Viper and a Sova. That's going to be a lot of utility spam towards the spike once they get the plant. And, just retaking is going to be harder depending on the side. B side, it's a little bit easier depending on the angles. If you have a player already holding backside as well, it's going to be comparatively easy. But A side, that's going to be pretty rough, trying to retake it unless you do manage to have your Soval still alive. A 5v5 retake, it's definitely a viable plan. And we've seen these girls pull it off before. Both these teams do have excellent plans when it comes to retake happening. So yeah, I'm excited to see if, they can manage to make it happen. Are they going to be aggressive and get an initial pick? Are they going to be playing for trades, or are they just going to play for the retake? Let's find out as we head into this matchup.
Talking about retake in particular, Breeze is one of the maps where retakes are casually taken. Even when you don't willfully decide to do, it does happen with the flow. So having a retake is going to be a common agenda on the map of Breeze. Let's see if it is going to be any easier or no. On the map of Breeze, I personally prefer B over A on the attacker side, and on the defender side, A over B. Right now, B is all vacant. There's only one player standing there. It is going to be Capricious trying to push it in. Uzi Wuzi taking care of the side here with the smoke cloud. Let's see this venomous cloud can hold for how long. And Rose has got the side entry without any hesitation. All the traps have been destroyed. Uzi Wuzi will get the first frag. The sneaky angle did work out, not for so long.
Right here.
Rose will trade out. Uzi Wuzi turning into a 3v4 affair. Not for so long. Cat Auntie is also down, turning into a 2v3. Spike has been planted. HP is very, very low on the defender's side. And talking about that, it is 1v2 now.
It's going to be an attempted double peak coming in from PT as well as Capricious, and they are going to close it out here. You know, I think that they are decided to play for the retake here, because even though they let Wuchereria get the spike down, it's going to be the quick trades coming in, the quick peaks coming in, and Rose going down towards mid was really unfortunate because they needed her to try and take care of the Sova playing that, but you know, it's not. It's gonna be rough for Wuchereria, but I think that the side of Elshik should definitely be very happy about how they managed to retake this side. Sure, there were some players who went down, but the trades were impeccable, and that is going to be the first round going in their favor. They are going in for the upgrades, but wait a minute, it is going to be the side of Wuchereria who are going in for a forced buy as well. I don't know if the side of Elstrix is going to expect this, because so far in this tournament we've seen like almost no forced buys coming in. The question is, can they make it work? Because even though they do have those specters in hand, they don't exactly have the armor to deal with it. In the meantime, the third is Capricious, who makes an insane play dashing in through, but Orangi will make a pay for it. Still though, the advantage is significantly the side of Elstrix here.
Got the spike, but not the spike here. And Kohaibi, one of the favorite guys already. I think the flashes are working wonders every single time with the triple. Is able to take down Orangi in second consecutive round, going into the favor of Team L3. This new player, if I'm not mistaken, we have not seen Kohaibi in the Team L streak. She is a new player playing for the first time. While I'm witnessing, I don't know if that has happened on the back end when the streams were not all live, but I'm liking this guy for sure. This flashes, a push, getting some frag, taking out the round, and being a healer for the team. Everything is working just about right. Total of 3 frags in one round. First round, PT getting a triple. Second round, Kohaibi getting a triple. And now Capricious with a Marshall. This can be deadly as well.
Definitely deadly, and again, this mid control coming in from Kohaibi and Capricious is really proving to be phenomenal. Every round, doesn't push elbow, I'm seeing them push mid. And it's going to be Fian where he gets the first kill, surprisingly, but PT is back for the good trade. Cat Auntie, second on towards mid. That's going to be Capricious taking her down. 2v4 right now. Rose has made the circle all the way around. There's a lot of damage to Capricious, but she's going to have teammates ready to help her out. And that's going to be PT clearing it up. 3-0 coming in for the side of Elstrix here. And they seem to be supremely confident on this map. To be fair, though, that was an eco for the side of WP. This is going to be the real round because they will have money for weapons. And let's see if the side of WP can capitalize on that.
And I'll be honest here with my opinion. I'm really confused. Who are the attackers here? Because look at the way this team is playing right now. L Streak, they're pushing on the defender's side. What is forcing them to? They are just way too aggressive on the map of Breach. And this map is picked by, if I'm not mistaken, this map is picked by Wuchereria for sure. And now here they are rushing. Once again, a beautiful flash coming in, completely dashing, getting a frag, immediately getting traded out. 3 versus 3, Uzi Wuzi. Going with the snake bite. Cat Auntie might not get an angle, but sure she's going to use recon. But the bolt has been destroyed. Drone will be sent to get the information here. Poison Orb did not allow that sort of view. It is never too easy, but ultimately 1v3 will Uzi Buzi be able to clutch this out? Is it a possible fourth consecutive round going to our favor? Toxins going low as well. Uzi Buzi try to push it in. On the defender side, gradually I think the team or Wuchereria decides to go for the rotation, and always Vandals over Spectres, they are usually better pick, and they had a better weaponry, and the first round going into the favor of Team Wuchereria now.
I think they'll be very happy with that because they really did need that round. But that looked really funny for a second because, you know, uh, I thought that the Reina was a corner, but Lazy thinks she did have the gun advantage, and Uzi Busi did miss a couple of her shots there. A bit unfortunate, but it is going to be the first round for Wuchereria. They are going to have enough money for all the players to have guns. Ranji, she doesn't, but she still has the Blade Storm. That's definitely going to be good though. And Rose also has a Viper Spit, so definitely things are looking good for Wuchereria here. If they can get control of the site and manage to plant the spike, it's going to give them an advantage. Again, though, look at Capricious position, pushing with the op, and she will be made to pay for it this time as a Ranji is waiting, expecting the other jet to be really aggressive. Is waiting to see if anyone's going to be coming to retrieve that operator or try and trade her, but nobody seems to be coming through. And the rotation is coming in as well. Meanwhile, all these players are just going to be waiting towards B main, seeing if they can get in. And Kohaibi, she does have that Seekers online. The ultimate might be able to give some information if she chooses to use it.
If send butts always coming to the action, and 1 minute remaining, one player lost by team L streak on the defender's side. Now this time after losing one player, they are going a little patient. They were going very aggressive for the first 3 rounds, though flawlessly won without a doubt. They don't need to force themselves this way, and as soon as we say that Seekers have come into the action, will they be able to spot the enemies shall be the question for now. And right now, let's see how our player getting good view. Also with that view, going to get a first frag. Opening frag is going to matter a lot because that is going to reduce it to a 3v3
30
battle.
seconds
We
left.
are having
One
a 2
enemy remaining.
which is
Spike
not
down
going to
A.
be last player standing, and it is Oranji 1v2 with TDA.
And now they know her position as well because that operator shot is gonna give it away here. I think that she might just decide to go and save the off because there's absolutely no time left. And I think she's trying to
10
throw it
seconds
away
left.
or something. I'm not sure what's up with this. Whether she wants to keep it or whether she wants to throw it away. Probably wants to throw it away if she doesn't feel comfortable using it on attack. But you never know. It is gonna be a save coming through. And it's okay because she does have this operator saved. So she will be able to buy armor. She has all the utility. It's gonna be fine. Um, Nice play coming in from Uzi Boozy there because since she managed to kill Rose, that is going to be Rose's ult, which is not being online. That Viper split being offline makes a huge difference here. And with those kills, it's going to be PT as well as Uzi Boozy both having their ults in play along with Capricious. Capricious, she seems to be deciding if she can buy an op somehow with one of her teammates' help or if she will just be going in for the Blade Storm because with the blade storm she can afford to push that aggressively. They do have the hunter's fury as well, and I think Uzi Buzi might just preemptively try to block off the A side here. Yeah, that is indeed what she's going to be doing. And meanwhile the Capricious, again, she does not seem to care with this aggression coming in, Tanya.
Finally, Capricious also trying to hold with that aggression. Blade Storm is activated, sure, but look at Uzi Buzi using Viper Spit, also giving some snake bites. Drone will be used on the course to get as much of information as possible, but unfortunately, no information. Heidi will still be able to take down not only Lazy Thing, but TT with the Hunter's Fury is also going to take down one more player, reducing to 3 more members. And now let's see how is 5v3. There's no opportunity for retake because we are witnessing one player holding the mid just in case if they are going for rotation. It is going to be Capricious at least taking down one frag without a doubt. And after that, 4v2 situation is too tough to handle. Recon Bolt is not going to give much of information. Now Capricious is getting a little restless. She also wants to push in through, but she's also playing with the patience. And look at one of the player. Player is trying to go through the halls. Let's see how is that going to work.
It's gonna be Oranji who's dropping
30
the
seconds
off and going
left.
for the Vandal pick instead because they do have to make their way onto site somehow. Uzi Buzi, she's a little bit low, but the ult is still active and that's gonna make things really rough. Pianward in the meantime will spot out the jet here. I don't know if she expects Kohaibi as well, and that's gonna be the rotation stop here. The flash comes through, the peak comes through as well, but won't be doing much damage. 13 seconds left on the clock, not much
10
things,
seconds
but not many
left.
things left to do. Kohaibi will
Spike
get the trade, and that's gonna be a spike drop
Last
again.
player
Oranji for the
standing.
trade. Just Oranji left all alone again. Has to try and save this gun. And I think that's exactly what she's going to be trying to do as she waits here patiently. The thing is, I don't think they know where the op is dropped exactly, so they won't be able to pick it up either for the side of Elstrix here. And what a round coming in from them off the back of that Viper Spit and that ult coming in from PT, which managed to catch Cat Auntie while she was droning.
Good spotting of the ultimates here. Frags were spotted, delays were spotted, and the spike was not allowed to get planted. Once again, Oranji, the only survivor, will be spotted, and she's going to have a hero handle. Though we are going to witness Rose with a Spectre and two sheriffs coming in on the other side. Capricious, a deadly play with the operator is what my expectations are. They are trying to push in through the mid. Double doors will be it now. Oranji she will go ahead, try to go push PT with a triple. And of course, we have witnessed PT with one ace. This is going to be the second ace coming in from PT, breaking her own records. She did get one ace, but the timing was way much more this time. It was a less than 30-second ace, and the smile says it all.
I mean, I want to count exactly how much because it seems, forget 30 seconds, it seems like it was a 10-second ace because that was fast. And that's going to be PT, I think, who might even be having her ult online again in the next round or two. She did get an ace after all. And finally, it's going to be a full buy for the side of Wuchereria Bancrofti yet again, but they are lacking so far. The score is 6-1. Things are looking a little bit rough for them. They have to try and get this back on track. They do have the tour de force available. So if anybody does decide to peek in, it's going to make things really, really rough for them. It's going to be Orange though, who makes her way in, tries to dash in, but will be spotted by the Sova drone. It will be trying to take her down, and Wuzi will be getting first, second kill. Finally, the trade is after the lazy thing. 3v4 right now though. Can would get a shot here? That's the question. Not happening. Gets one, but 1v3 yet again as PT takes down Cat Auntie. Just Fianwood left alone right now. An operator peeking at her. Her barrel will be spotted. So, yep, that's gonna be Capricious cleaning it up. 7th round coming in for the side of Elstrix.
A good defender side of map, a good defender side of play, a good performance coming in from Team L Streak here. Let's see how many more aces does PT hold into her pockets for the day or maybe for the tournament. But talking about Busher area, all they got to do is play time maybe. And I would also want to see Cat Auntie coming into the action. The only player without any frags is going to be Cat Auntie. Once she picks up the pace, once she is starting to get the frags, I think the scenario can be changed. Capricious once again is going to push to get the first blood on her hands through the operator, but will not be allowed so flawlessly. Lazy think, which the sheriff is also trying to get one tap. Not so easy once again. Mid and main both will be taken care of by one operator.
The aggression isn't as, standard as before, but I think they realized that in closer ranges, people could be playing like stingers and sheriffs, and that could be a gun drop. I like how this side of L6 is playing this. The patience coming in from them is really good. Dreams are, we're going to see her towards the halls angle, but Cat Auntie is just going to be content to wait. And in the meantime, Capricious will get that pick onto Lazy Think here with that sheriff here. And I like the position she's holding because she's not going to be vulnerable from mid either. Hailey though, she's going to be the one taking a headshot here. Wuzi in the meantime taking down Rose. PT and Dreams are each getting a kill. Again, it's going to come down to just Fianward here. Does have the spike to play with, but Capricious is going to spot it, and it's going to be people coming at her from multiple angles with the dash, everything else. Trying to hit a couple of nice shots. She will get one, but Dreams is going to be the one closing it out. 8-1's the score right now in the favor of L Streak.
Flawless rounds once again coming to the action, and look at the score buffer between PT and any other player, maybe in her team, maybe in the opponent's team. She is doing wonderfully well. Dreams are getting some frags. Fiend holding the double doors, will be able to get one tap with the headhunter on the attempt of second. Operator will also pop into the action. It's not going to be any easier, neither too difficult. Anyway, this is a flawless play coming in on the map of Breeze with 3 more rounds remaining. I don't know how everything is going to function well, because if it doesn't change now, the situation might go towards never, because you need to make sure you are going to get at least 8-4, maybe 9-3. Sometimes you do call it a curse, but I don't believe in such things. We have seen 10-2 happening by Asteria. Everything is possible, but the team Wuchereria needs to buckle up.
I think that they are making a lot of mistakes. So, like, a lot of solo plays are coming in, and the trades just aren't there. Like, we see people dying alone in halls or just walking into the A side or B side alone, and there's just nobody trading. And that's one of the things they did so well yesterday, which not being able to do today. The trades just aren't coming through. So that is a little bit rough for them. Asteria, though, like you mentioned, they are a team which can bucket up. Even yesterday, they were at a disadvantage. It was like 1-5 or 2-5 or something, and they still managed to bring it to a 6-6 half. While that might not be possible right now, an 8-4 still is. And after that eco, it is going to be a full buy coming in for them yet again. And hopefully, while we're on this technical pause, they manage to talk to each other and figure out how exactly they can do better here, and try and make the round work. I like the way Uzi Boozy is putting her walls down though, because that Viper wall, that's going to let her team give her so much control. It's a really aggressive wall to put, and it perfectly fits in with the way the rest of the team is playing. Kohaibi and Capricious aggressive towards the A side. PT and Uzi Woozy ready to, aggressively defend the B side. And of course, you have the chamber. Dreams are just waiting towards the halls area. If anybody comes there, it's going to be Dreams as prey to catch. So on defense, these guys are looking almost flawless. The one of the rounds that they won, it was towards A main, and they did have the weapons advantage. I think that looking at the way these teams are playing, it's going to be mid to A. That's the weakest. I know that PT got an A star, but that was because it was an eco 1v5 eco. The Vandal does have a little bit of an advantage. They were beautiful shots, don't get me wrong, but if they try that again, it might have a better chance of success. That's what I think.
Talking about success, we do have two hunters fury. Let's see who is going to be successful at using it in terms of either delaying the plant or maybe post plant getting some frags to not allow the defusal. The round is going to initiate, and Capricious once again holding the same position on site B for sure. And
Nowhere to
there's nothing
run!
that can be done. But yeah, ultimately we do see Hunter Fury coming to the action by Cat Auntie here. This might be the chance where she's going to get the opening frag, and no, the opening frag will be denied. Lazy Thing going ahead, and she is going to use both the Leers already, Empress already low in HP. PT is also having that angle and 2 peaks at a time. PT taking down, and it's going to be all at this point of time, but I will be able to take down the Empress mode on Rena with that 2 over 2. No HP left for Randy to be taken down as well. The time, the pause that was taken down, that also did not change any play set. They were still playing in the split.
My God, that was a very close round because it was a 2v2, but sadly nobody cleared Uzi Boozy, and that was going to be the end of it. As Uzi Boozy just gonna be waiting in this corner, will spot Cat Auntie and will spot the Jet as well. No one checked the angle, and that's gonna be WB paying for that little mistake. We've seen this happen before from the side of OG as well as WB. Always check your corners, ladies and gentlemen, because you never know who's gonna be looking. The worst part is this is the second time that this is happening, so that's gonna make things really, really rough here. I think that it's going to be another broken by coming in for the side of WB here. You do see Oranji with the Blade Storm. We did see her getting that insane first shot onto the operator the last time she had it. Maybe she can make some magic happen this time as well, because Wuchereria Bancrofti, they really need these rounds. And the more they lose, the more difficult it's going to be. Again, the Viper Spit invested towards that A side is going to block it off. I see that WB isn't even going to be attempting to go for it. They are instead waiting for the B side. I think they remember what happened off the ultimates the last time. Capricious though will spot one player but will miss the shot. So that's gonna be will miss the second shot as well, and that's gonna be her possibly going down here, and the Skohaibi can help her out. Will get one, but the trades are coming through quickly. Advantage though in the favor of L Streaks.
Viper Spit did come into action, but was put to shut down by Dreams are here, and last player standing with the frenzy gets the finisher, and over here it is going to be 10-1. The team Wuchereria is not even allowed to plant the spike. Now that is devastating, destructive. You just have a positive attitude that yeah, at least we planted the spike. Now that is also not the case of scenario. Even if they are able to enter the site, getting a control over the site, they are still denied the spike plantation. I think something is missing, and the map is chosen by Wuchereria. I really don't know what them choose this map.
I don't understand either because things don't seem to be going very well in their favor. Looking a bit rougher. Again, it's going to be Capricious with the advantageous pick. It's going to be a wall bang. It's going to be the kill still coming through though for her. And that's going to be the Seekers popped off of that. Kuhaibi, knowing that there are multiple players towards this side, will pop the Seekers. But Lazy Think though is on the lurk here, and she will be able to get on Uzi Boozy. 4v4 right now, and Kuhaibi is really low as well. They know that there's at least one player towards this corner here, but the Reyna layer will hit her perfectly, and Lazy Tick will be taking her down as well. This kind of aggressive push is exactly what we've been waiting for, and that's going to be a 4v3 retake coming in, attempt coming in right now from the side of L-Streaks here. It is going to be 10-1, possibly 10-2. PNY getting one, Dreams are getting the trade, but it's going to be Lazy Think who gets the third kill of the round, still looking perfectly healthy, all in the hands of just Capricious, who has managed to swap out her gun for her operator for an actual gun. In the meantime, you can see Rose falling back there, trying to see if she can play lineups if needed. And Capricious left all alone here, taking a lot of damage. Ooh, gets the headshot on Arachi. 1v2 though, 50 HP left, and the clock is ticking as well. Lazy Thinks 4K closing the round out. We saw Lazy Think yesterday with the chamber changing the momentum with a 4K. We're seeing it together again, and hopefully this is the wake-up call that WB needed.
Talking about 10-2, we have seen that against team hysteria for Real Streak, where they did not perform well, and this was exactly that happened. They were on the defenders playing very good, and on the attacker side, they could not go very strong. Is it going to be the story rewritten, or they have got some plans on the map of Breeze? Lazy Think did get a 4K, also get the opportunity to plant the spike, and there was nothing that could have stopped because it was 1v3. Getting one frag was definitely not sufficient enough to win the round. Getting ahead against Oranji was important, but no HP was also a key factor here for the team L streak to get eliminated. On the attacker side, Ghosts and Sheriffs spotted here, and they are looking a little extra committed on side A.
They are going to be hard pushing, in fact, with a player towards Halls. They're just waiting towards the main. And Capricious is going to be following the Sky Trailblazer to see if she can get a pick or not. There is the door opened as well, so that's going to be more pressure for people playing on side. But Raji, she's going to be the one starting things off with that headshot onto Dreamza. Capricious is on side. Side has been taken, but it's going to be the second kill coming in for Raji. Almost the third, in fact. Yep, there is going to be the third. Kohabi finally takes it down, but the damage has been done. Just one player left right now. All down. Kohabi here gets one. Left in a 1v3. Does flash, but the cat auntie opening things out in style with a shock dart, and that's going to be first round on defense coming in for the side of WB.
Cat Auntie finally got the start here. Let's hope this is going to be the jump start, and that is exactly what Team Wuchereria needs right now. And we have seen Cat Auntie playing amazingly well on the defender side, on the map of Icebox, on the map of Fracture, and that is exactly what we are expecting on the map of Breeze as well. Talking about PT and Capricious, I think the blinds shall work out from Kohabi in particular. That should allow the easier entry. Let's see if Kohabi at all is easily making sure of to get the site entry. That is all they need. Then the work is done with the aims. Without a doubt, flash will come. Orange will get flashed, but not for so long. Marshall it is. Missed the shot, dashed away. Real life the threat is real. It was a 1v4. Getting the spike control. Capricious is not going to deal with, and the spike has been planted. 5v5.
The shock dart again from Cat Auntie getting the first pick of the round here. Man, she really knows the lineups. Finally, an advantage coming in. And it's going to be Fianward who's going to be patiently waiting to see if she can take down anybody. I don't know if they expect Kohabi's position here though. Because yep, she's going to spot it out and will get that pick along with the Reina Cell. 3v5 right now. Things looking a little bit bad the side of L6 here. Sure, the spike is down. They might have lineups, but it might not be enough here. I think she is going to be waiting here. Cat Auntie will get that kill as well, and Rose should be able to stick to defuse here because it doesn't matter what lineups you have as everybody does go down. Just Capricious left will take down Lazy Think, but the trades are coming through, and that's going to be an almost flawless round for WB, which they really needed because that's going to be most of the specters going into the next round as well. And this is going to be the moment of truth because if they can win this bonus, they are going to be gaining a lot of momentum, and going forward it's going to be make things significantly easier for them. Otherwise it's just going to be pretty rough because it's going to be 11 coming in for the side of L-Streak Star, and that's going to be really close to match point, so the comeback is going to be difficult unless they can grab those advantageous weapons here.
Total 5 players on side A. Rose still sticking to the diffusal of the spike and getting the round into their favor. I think Rose is master at that. Trailblazer will be destroyed. No vision whatsoever. The poison ball is also going to avoid the vision, obstruct the vision to be precise. The spike has been planted. Cat Auntie once again going with the short rock dart. This time, no casualty. Sure, she's got 2 frags, both from the same. And what for did she drop the Spectre? I think it was just passing on to the teammates.
I think that is going to be the case because somebody else is going to pick it up while she is droning. But Ranchi, she's going to be spotted by the Sova utility. And Uzi, she's just waiting ready here. Will get one, but Rose is there for the quick trade. Man, Rose is a demon with the Spectre with the shot she's hitting. Lazy Link will get one as well. That's going to be a 3v3. The counter Viper one is there as well as Rose. She's already managed to stick half the defuse, but there's no time left. Rose trying to stick it, but the position is unknown. Fianward does manage to get it, but it's going to be a 1v1. Capricious versus Fianward, and that's going to be the round going in the favor of L-Streaks. They did lose 4 players, but WB, they don't have the rounds to try and take it forward. They have to win every round going forward here as they manage to buy weaponry. It's going to look like a really rough game for them.
If at all Rose would have been taken care of, she would have been protected by any of the attacks or the finishers. I think that would have been a diffusion once again. That did not happen, and the time was ticking. The spike was already ready to erupt as a volcano, and that was how the defenders could not save. Wuchereria could not save the round. But at this point of time, Lazy Thing does have an Empress ready. We can expect something strong coming in here, and this
Inside.
time, for the very first time, Team Elfreak are going to push in on side B. No matter what, Capricious will be spotted by Lazy Thing. First frag with obstructive vision. A good start for Team Wuchereria now.
That was a kill they needed as Lazy Think who will be getting the first blood in that round, taking down the Jet here. Capricious without that dash available, it's going to make getting into sight much harder, especially on this B side because there's the Viper utility, there's the Chamber utility, and there's Lazy Think on the Reina. So definitely not a site you want to, try and make your way into. Meanwhile, PT seems to be having other ideas as she goes in towards mid here, seeing if anybody's going to be pushing or doing damage. But in the meantime, Kohaibi is going to be taking on Lazy Thing, and that's going to leave this side of be a little bit more vulnerable. Pianwed and the Sova trading blows in mid. PT takes it down, but Katarti is after the immediate chair. And Kohaibi, she pops her ult here. Is going to give information that Rose is playing in this corner. And that is going to be Rose taken down. Uzi Buzi will be taking down a fellow Viper. And that's going to be a 3v2 retake attempt coming in as the spike will be going down safely here.
Spike planted.
The spike is down already. It is 3v2, and Viper Spit will also come into the action here to obstruct everything that is required. Uzi Boozy is still holding on to the position. From that, we're delivering some damages, though still not sufficient enough to confirm any frag. Cat Auntie is trying to push in, and Kohaibi will not allow that. And it is going to be Oranji taking one frag, attempt to get the other. Dreamstar did not allow that immediately, but let's see if it is going to be the case of the red scenario eventually. And the answer comes from Uzi Boozy. Nothing is going to happen eventually. It is everything immediate, and we are going to head towards match point for Team L Streak. Uzi Boozy is laughing, does look happy and smiling all the way through.
I mean, after you're at match point on a map that's not even your pick, they are going to be looking pretty happy here. And that ult from Kohaibi, man, that was the lifesaver because it gave information as to Rose's position. It is going to be Uzi Buzi getting that kill, planting the spike, having her Viper Spit online, and making the round from a probable win to an almost sure win. Capricious, she's going to be looking to play off of a Blade Storm. They are going towards that A to try and pick up the orb here. And in the meantime, it's going to be Oranji making her way to its spawn, trying to see if she can get a pick. In fact, all these players pushing towards mid here. But the problem is that it's going to be a fast A execute anyway. And that is going to be Uzi Buzi starting things off as she takes down Oranji. A really, really important kill for Ivy as well. She knows that there are players towards mid, trying to see if she can get a pick here or not.
Missing those blade storm, I think that is going to cost them a lot. That shouldn't have been missed here, because on the other hand as well, blade storm is already activated. It is last round. If they are not able to make it, and let's see, with being less in numbers, are they going to make sure to win this round? Fian will be able to get Uzi Boozy down and reducing it to an equalizer 4v4. But on the time, they are still on the lower side. Dreams are what a perfect 50 shot spotted for Ivy with the double. Rose as well as Cat Auntie and PT taking down Fian. What a crazy finish, immediate finish, and a flawless victory going to the favor of Team L Streak and PT. We need your autograph, because the only player with the double ace is right in front of us.
I mean, PT definitely did put off an action-packed performance this game, but the star was probably Kohaibi. You haven't seen her in this tournament before, but she is a professional player who plays for, I think, one of the top SEA teams, if I'm not wrong. So definitely showing that she is as good as her name is. It's a really good choice of substitute that they've chosen here for whatever reason. So she's been definitely doing a phenomenal job here as a Sky. Again, even though the practice between these girls in these teams hasn't been that good, that long rather. The synergy is still really good. So let's see how exactly El Streak managed to take the map of Breeze home.
Talking about Breeze, it was a breezy map. It was a quick map in the blink of an eye with the air. Everything went quite too smooth. Capricious always pushing, back flanking, and talking about Kohaibi, the perfect flashes, the perfect finishers, the player to watch out for. Without a doubt, she has got a lot of experience in her career, and that was totally witnessed on the map of Breeze. Because winning on the attacker side is never too easy. Winning on the defender side is once again never too easy. Let's see how are they going to move ahead into the next pick. If the map that team Elstreak did not pick, they dominated, and now the home ground of the team, which is for sure Split, they are going to perform there. PT on the course is trying to go ahead, use the Hunter's Fury, was not able to get any frag then, but gradually PT did get a ace here, and this was the key moment for the day. PT being one of the strongest players, sure. And Fian, talking about Fian in particular, did give best of the fights from her best of the performances. But talking about L Streak here, they did not leave any stones unturned. Doubles was just like a blink of an eye. Any of the player were able to get that. Rose was taken down. Viper's pit was totally wasted out and capricious, trying to go updraft, getting that frag. On the course here, Lazy Think also taking down Uzi Boozy for the starter, and this was the fourth fragging play where they were able to do it flawlessly. And the score right now was 10-1, and they were able to convert it to a 10-2. Now, with very low in HP, we did see that one frag was confirmed by Capricious 1v3, but ultimately it was not so easy to battle with very less in HP. Now, talking on the other side, as soon as the sides were switched, Kohaibi was able to get a crispy ghost finishers. The flash did work, and exactly at that point of time, Cat Auntie got a very first frag with that shock dart. Tian getting a frag as well, and the spike was being diffused. Mind you, guys, there were a total of 5 players alive within the same site, and still Rose ticking. She is a fearless woman, spotted out of all 10 women. Rose once again attempted to do the same, but this time the team support was a little lesser and the players could not go ahead as they wanted to. So let's see how everything is going to work out here. But at this point of time, when the push towards the side B was going on with the Viper speed pit being activated, everyone was going ahead with the spray totally blindfolded. All they wanted was frags, nothing else. But the team was able to win this round, particularly L Streak, and this was the win round here. Bladestorm was wasted out by Capricious, but still, nonetheless, the players went strong, and ultimately they were also able to win a flawless, beautiful round on the map of Breeze, which was picked by Wuchereria. And viewers, the pick of the map being Wuchereria, going aggressively, flawlessly into the hands of Team L Streak. Next map is picked by L Streak. Let's see how dominant are they going to be into the map of their choice, into the map of their preference. And talking about this highlights this again. Lazy Think did attempt with the Impress mode, was able to get the frag, but talking about PT once again, I would personally appreciate PT's performance, and talk about PT, this is the exact moment that makes me feel hyped up, makes me feel proud, and I'm very sure of that. I'm going to clip it for myself about how to get an ace on the double doors flawlessly with a single spray, because there was no reload whatsoever. And halls were also being used after the pause, after the timeout, but still that did not make any change. And I tell you, the reason behind it was the players on the attacker side always went for split play, and on the map like Breeze, one player can go ahead, go for the lurk, and try different new things, variety of things. But unfortunately, these things doesn't work on the map of Breeze. You have to make sure that you're always lurking if you want that lurk sort of a play. Otherwise, go for the 3 stack, minimum 3 stack, so that you can get a trade just in case you are about to be picked. And the frag before the sides were getting switched were also right on time. Everything was just functioning flawlessly, perfectly, just like team L Streak wanted it. I like the play set, I like the mindset, the new addition to the team, being a Sky, being an initiator, everything was working wonders. But on the map of Split, we are not going to spot Jet for sure. So let's hope that there are going to be some good changes, and those changes are going to be the agent selection as per the map. Let's see. And alongside me now we have got Captain. So Captain, what are your calls here? Because this map was a selection of Wuchereria and they lost it so hard.
Last
I mean,
player
it was
standing.
so aggressive. The players coming in, the defenders rushing in. I think it was a lot of commitment into those plays. But talking about the one-sided
Enemy
gameplay, I think
remaining.
something has to be done. Which area
Last
they need
player
to do
standing.
something. What they're gonna do, the next map, it's all about that. Those crispy one taps, and especially with that ace coming in from that player, I mean, it was indeed a very, very one-sided game. You have to answer back. There's no time because you lose this one, you are stuck in a lot of puddle.
And what else do we have to talk about? The scoreboard. It is quite too clear. PT, the player that I've been talking about way too much, even more than I should have been talking during the highlights. She has got the average combat score of almost 300 points. And on the other side, Oranji did go for aggressive push, did go for the early frags. She is the MVP for her team with the KD of 1.29. If we compare the KD, Cat Auntie did not go exactly as she wanted to. We have spotted her playing Sage. I think she needs to switch her role somehow. She could not function as perfect as she did yesterday on the role of Sage. So let's hope on the map of Split they might go for the pick of a Sentinel Sage. If not, they're still going to have some different plans to work out with. But on the other hand, there's no player below one of KD. So I think the team support was humongous. But talking about PT once again, she was extra plus towards the team requirement, and I think that was fair enough to get the victory towards this play.
And look at that ACS. I mean, that is just. I was so surprised that, in spite of just winning 4 rounds, Orangey, how did she manage to get that high ACS? But I believe that's solely because of that single-handed. You can say it was not exactly Orangey backing off. I mean, they did try to come in, but it was not done. 13-4. That's a huge differential on that scorecard. Total of 9 rounds losses, and the aggressiveness coming in from L streaks, this might be coming in more handy. But talking about the side of Wuchereria, Split is going to be a heavily defenders oriented map. What they can do, they have to get the maximum advantage of that defenders orientation. We might be able to see a battle sage, we might be able to see even a sky, but let's take a look at the map veto and also witness, which is going to be the third map out there. The decider is going to be Icebox, and I believe the chills are already running down those veins. I'm going to be very excited. But now, Tanya, alongside you, you will be having Sam, aka Lucifer, joining you right here on the desk.
Welcome, Sam, towards the desk for the WT Cup Season 3 on the Luna Cup. Let's see how is the performance from L3 coming in from the map they have chosen, because they utterly dominated on the map which was chosen by their opponents. So just imagine if the map was not their home ground, they had all sixes and all aces coming in. But on the other side, now this is their home ground. What is your call here?
I mean, I feel like after watching the first map and Elstrick being dominant, they can have an advantage in terms of walking away with the confidence that they've built up here on Breeze. And Breeze is not such an easy map that you can work with. So I feel like Elstrick should be closing it out in a 2-0 fashion. But Uchireria, they have an advantage over here just because they'll be starting off on the defense.
Let's see how is it going to work, because we have spotted L Street picking up Split beforehand. They have won it and won it in dominant matter against Orangutan itself. And the Rays ultimates, the Rays grenades, they have been the key priority. Just in case, if I had to ask you, Sam, what would be your key agents to pick on the map of Split?
Race, as you said, is a really good agent to play around on Split because it does a lot of damages, and to clear out the corners, it does help you out. So I'll be looking forward to that Race pick coming through. But alongside Race to control things down, the chaos that can happen, there is the Sage predominantly being picked. I think that is one of the picks that should be coming through. There can be a situation that the WLS setup can also play through, because we at the end of the day see that players do like to play that jet, and they will be looking forward to bringing in that jet as well. But again, it is Split, so there are a lot of corners to be played with. Along with that, there should be an Omen coming through here, Tanya, because I feel like Omen right now, with that big brain Omen plays and how aggressive the Omen can go when maybe the teammates are not feeling that good, they can kind of pull something out with that Omen.
Let's see. For sure, as a controller, we are going to see none other than Omen, because that has been a key play. But we have also spotted Astra on the side of Team L Streak, to be precise. So we can expect Omen or Astra jumping in terms of controller. But talking about duelist, I'm not expecting any Jet plays coming in. If at all, Jet is also hopping in into the map of Split. They will have to prove themselves too much to perform, because it is all about the caves, the tunnels, and the tiny bits of the places where the verticality physicality is least involved, and the updraft and dashes are not going to matter much. But talking about those, that's fair enough. Everybody has choices, but talking about the Sentinel now, Chamber will be the ultimate pick, and Chamber has been a good pick every single time. Now, K on the map of Split has proven its worth several times, but now it is more about Chamber now.
I agree with you. Chambers pick is what I'm looking forward to because there's a lot of, I would say, the play style, the game as well can be switched up just because of the chamber. They can play around at A, they can immediately look forward to switching over to mid as well with that rendezvous. So that's going to be a crucial pick coming through. And I'll be looking forward to how that's going to be working out, as you said. But here's where I feel like Chamber, even if you pick to Chamber, there should be a little bit of a difficulty playing around with him, is because there's a limit to using that rendezvous, right? And after his two trademarks, what else do you have to slow around for the people around in case there's a huge aggression coming through and all your utilities are placed only at A, maybe not at B, and they completely rush towards B, so there's no sentinel. So I feel like it can be difficult if that counter is found.
So I would personally go for the agent composition of double initiator maybe, or double
Mhm,
sentinel. One duelist will suffice on the map of Split, and that duelist has to be none other than Raze, because it is preference and a common preference. But my question is, Viper is least used on the map of
mhm.
Split, and what will Rose play with? Because you have never spotted Rose going ahead with any other play but Viper. So now that is going to be the element of surprise, at least for the day now,
Exactly.
because it is map of Split. She's performing against a team like L Streak, who has dominantly won the map of their choice. So, not
Mhm.
be playing Viper is equal to playing what? She's going to be a controller, sure, but which other controller she's best at will be my number one question.
I mean, you said it right. Viper is not going to be seen a lot, but because once you commit its utilities in a specific position, whether A side or B side, or even in a mid position, that if you use it out, it's going to be very difficult to recover it. But if you place toxic screen, there's no recovery from that. So it's going to be very crucial on how you find your way through. But yes, there are situations that people play around with Viper, and that time they bring in a double controller setup. They initiate that Viper so well, they make use of those utilities and drop it down just to prevent vision as well as do the damage. But on top of it, kind of use the other controller to fake on a different side, and that's where every other players can immediately start moving around and then get that side under control. But here, Wuchereria starting off in defense, as I said, they should be looking forward to those early defensive rounds. If they lose control of defense, Elstrick will have an advantage immediately in their coming second half. So I don't want that happening, because here it's the winner bracket final, right? We don't want both these teams going out, but it's the part and parcel of the game that one of them will lose, but we want it kind of to be going all the way till the last map.
Well, talking about till the last yesterday for the start of the day, I and Captain were talking about the same, that I am least expecting 2-0 happening today. And yesterday,
Hmm.
this is how the score lines were. It went 2-0 for the Luna,
Yeah.
particularly. Today, again, this is the last thing we would personally expect, but always we say it is FPS, it is Valorant, expect the
Yes.
unexpected. And for the teams like L Streak, they have got it. They not only aim, not only right times of utilities, not only right times of positioning, but also a lot of mind tricks are coming to the action, and
Hmm.
retaliating those is next to impossible. And today we have got a new player joined in on the team of L Streak. They are getting an early flash, they are working out fine, they are getting early frags working out fine. The work of initiator is totally sorted. So once again, Sky can be expected from the side of
Hmm.
L Streak here. If you are a perfection for a Sky, and I would say this is the lady, she's doing just wonderfully well.
I agree with you. There's a lot of information that can be played, I would say, gained around with Sky, the Trailblazer giving you information, the Flash is giving you, and alongside the Flashes, one is information, another is an execution that can also happen. So that's something that I'll be also looking forward to. But also, Breach is going to be very crucial here. How teams pick up Breach and play around with him, because on Split, as I already mentioned, there are a lot of corners, and when the fault line hits those corners, it's going to be spot on, and you are not going to be running away from it. You're going to be dazed, and somebody is going to be finding the opportunity to capitalize. But yes, there are situations, right? Because just like I would say, Sky's flashes that you can, I would say, easily maneuver it wherever you want it. Bridges flashes do not work in the same way. It's very linear. You have to find your positioning right, and if you miss it out, you might end up flashing your own teammates, and you don't want that kind of a situation being created, because if that happens, you kind of lose your teammate. Because even days, we have seen some crazy players with that one taps connect that head and immediately take down the player.
Absolutely, breach is one of the initiator that we particularly missed it. And if I had to talk about that fault line being used, that aftershock being used, there are two players that come into my mind. That
Mhm.
one of them is Cat Auntie, and second is
Mhm.
Dreams. They have got they are very much habituated to holding a small
Yes.
angle for themselves and getting those easier picks. So if at all breach is utilized, these two are going to suffer the most, because they have got they have this is their play set, this is their play pattern to get those much required picks for the team. So just and breach coming into the action and rolling thunder can also delay the
Oh,
plant,
yes.
or maybe allow a easier diffusion if played post plant. So I think a breach is going to be one of the initiators to watch out for, and Uzi Boozy is one of the finest breach for the team that we have watched
Mhm.
out for. So we can expect a little bit of changes, flashes coming in from Uzi Boozy. So the question is, the newly joined player who was playing Sky right now from side of N3, what is she going to do? Agent selection plays a massive role with the map
Yes.
swaps, and that is what exactly creates the chaos between us, between the players,
Mhm.
between the viewers. But players are going to are going to make sure that they approve their own strategy. Double initiator setup sometimes, double controller setup sometimes, but double duelist did not work for Wuchereria. They went ahead, tried to play on the map of a breeze right now. So let's hope
Yes.
that whatever they pick works for them.
Exactly, I agree with you. There is very few instances of double duelist setup coming throughout the meta, because you kind of let go of those utility setups that you can play, immediately change the game around. It becomes difficult when you bring in the double duelist setup. Yes, there are chances that your duelist gets I would say, secondary duelist to create more space in case the first duelist, the entry fragger, falls down. But again, you lose out on this utility, so you need to heavily rely on your duelist. So I feel like still it can be done, because you should not change, I would say, sporadically your agent lineup and your meta if you're not ready for it, because then you give away the map way too easily. Now I'm looking forward to how it's going to be working out, but before that, let's head over to a head-to-head, a comparison between the players right now. You can see it's going to be Orange versus Dreams, where yes, Orange is, I would say, right now popping off in terms of the head-to-head that you're seeing, 238 ACS, but the kills tell you a different story, because Dreamza has more of it.
Dreamza has more of it, and I did mention it that Dreamza holds on to the angle with a Bucky, with a Judge, with a shotgun, that is shorty for now. And every single time Dreamza holds on to the angle with the shotguns, she is the winner. She is able to get those much
Mhm.
required two picks for the team, and the work is done. And that is how she is having those extra frags. ACS for sure. We do spot Oranji having a little bit of extra average combat score, but kill contribution as well. Oranji is having the lead there. Talking about first bloods, we did see in the map of Breeze itself how the early dash was working for Uranji, just rushing it in, pushing it in, getting to early frags, much required early frags for the team, and that is how she is accumulating herself so much of first bloods.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of first bloods that we are going to be looking forward to, how the head-to-head stats change. But yes, the next time we see the head-to-head, it's going to be different players. But right now, it's time to take a quick break, because the match is going to be getting heated up. And before that, we need to find a way to cool down. So we're going to be taking a quick energy break, and we're going to be meeting you on the other side.
standing.
One day. Hawk out. Blinded.
Planted.
Gone.
Screen down.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Dead.
Got him. Copy kill.
30 seconds. Spike down. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. Standing. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
Your fault.
Player standing.
One day. Hawk out. Blinded.
Planted.
Gone.
Screen down.
Last player standing. One. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy
Got him. Copy kill.
30 seconds. Spike down. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. Standing. One enemy remaining. player standing. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
Got him.
30 seconds. Spike down. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. Standing. One enemy remaining.
There you are, little shit.
Next.
One enemy remaining.
Who? Your fault.
Player standing.
One day. Blinded.
Planted.
Gone.
Screen down.
Last player standing. One. One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
You lose.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
Got him. Copy kill.
Seconds. Spike down. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. Standing. One enemy remaining.
There you are, little shit.
Next.
One enemy remaining.
Who? Your fault.
standing.
One day. Hawk out. Blinded.
Planted.
Gone.
Last player standing. One. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Nice, mama. Good.
Got him.
Copy kill.
Thirty seconds. Spike down. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. Standing. One enemy remaining.
There you are.
One enemy remaining.
Who? Your fault.
Player standing.
One day. Hawk out. Blinded.
Planted.
Gone.
Toxin screen down.
Last player standing. One. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy Nice, mama. Good.
Got him.
Copy kill.
Thirty seconds. Spike down. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. Standing. One enemy remaining. 30 seconds. Spike down. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Nice.
Standing. One enemy remaining.
There you are, little shit. Bye.
One enemy remaining.
Who? Your fault.
Player standing.
One day. Blinded.
Planted.
Toxic screen down.
Last player standing. One. One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Headshot.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
Got him.
Copy kill.
30 seconds. Spike down. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. Standing. One enemy remaining.
There you are, little shit. Bye.
One enemy remaining.
Who? Your fault.
Player standing.
One day. Blinded.
Planted.
Toxic screen down.
Last player standing. One. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. remaining. One enemy remains. Got him.
Copy killed.
Thirty seconds. Spike down. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. Standing. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
Your fault.
Player standing.
One day. Blinded.
Planted.
Gone.
Toxic screen down.
Last player standing. One. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
Got him.
Copy killed.
30 seconds. Spike down. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. Standing. One enemy remaining. One. One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Headshot.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
Got it.
Copy kill.
30 seconds. Spike down. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Nice.
Standing. One enemy remaining.
There you are, little shit. Bye.
Never sung. One enemy remaining.
Who? Your fault.
Player standing.
One day.
Blinded. Planted.
Screen down.
Last player standing. One One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Headshot.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Dead.
Got it.
Copy kill.
30 seconds. Spike down. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. Standing. One enemy remaining.
There you are, little shit. Bye.
Never sung. One enemy remaining.
Who? Your fault.
standing. One day. Blinded. Planted.
Gone.
Toxic screen down.
Everyone, welcome back to the WD Black Cup Season 3, powered by AMD Esports partner Skyesports. And sadly, though, I'm sorry for everyone who's been waiting so long, but we have some bad news for you. The match, which is supposed to be happening today between Wuchereria Bancrofti and Elstreak, has been postponed to tomorrow. And we're really sorry about this. We know you guys have been waiting in the chat for a while, but here's the update finally. And we'll be seeing you guys again tomorrow. So, make sure that you do tune in. Again, sorry for the inconvenience. But this is Zach, and with me here is Tanya, and we'll be seeing you guys tomorrow again.